get you a bag. I'd say get a bag or 6, but just get one at shop.mikechurch.com, along with the other great new books that have just arrived in the Founders Trading Post store, along with my CDs. My books are in the store as well at shop.mikechurch.com. I want to take you now to the report filed by Representative Clay Higgins of Louisiana. This is simply stunning, folks. I don't use the word stunning lightly because somebody may, you're so stunning all the time. It could be overused. True. Stunning. Higgins' report starts off with, I'll just, page 1. After appropriate arrangement through the Congressional Office of Task Force Chairman Mike Kelly, whose district encompasses Butler County, Pennsylvania, occurred on July the 14th, hereafter referred to as J13. I traveled to Butler County on Sunday, August the 4th, leaving the area on Tuesday, August the 6th. During my time on the ground in Pennsylvania, I was able to focus about 20 hours on my initial investigative endeavor. As always, my investigation was focused on hard evidence and fact-specific observations. Guided by instinct and experience, my overall mission was to personally observe and investigate the available crime scene site, along with consideration of both anticipated and unanticipated interactions. Then he gives more of the narrative of why he is there, who he works with, and then there's some interesting revelations in here that I did not know, and I know a lot about this. As you know, we went on air on July the 13th at about 6 minutes after the shots were fired. We were on air. And we have been covering it with George Webb, investigative journalist, and others ever since. So we have been on top of the story and will continue to follow it for you all the way to the end, to wherever it leads. And when I say to the end, what do you mean, crooks to the end? You can't convince me or any sane, rational individual that a 20-year-old punk with no military training, I mean, unless his kid was the Bourne Identity. I mean, literally. Was Thomas Matthew Crooks? Was the Bourne Identity with Matt Damon? Was the Bourne Identity based on the life of Thomas Matthew Crooks? Was he Jason Bourne? Was the guy that wrote the Bourne Identity book going like, hey, I got a real life model here. Lives in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm going to write a book about it. Well, that would be kind of odd because Crooks would have been, 8 years old when the book came out? Maybe even 6 years old. There's no way you can convince me that this kid evaded 3 law enforcement agencies on the ground. He invaded Butler Township cops, state police, and Beaver County cops. And there were not just a few of them, there were dozens of them. They had pictures. You can see in, and there's another video, a body cam that was released yesterday. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, good grief. I don't think the federal government is going to survive the attempt to kill Trump. I don't see how it could. As a matter of fact, let me just say this. Why should it? You have at least 2 entities. At least 2. I'm going to throw Congress in there because I'm not convinced that Schiff and Raskin and these other clowns in the House of Representatives aren't dark black site funding these operations to kill people like Trump and to carry out the evil that the deep state carries out against all of us. At the very least, the United States Secret Service, USSS, and the FBI are compromised. They are working for the enemy. I know. You have to go out there and you have to... Our FBI, look, it's tough work. They do a good job. They do a really good job under tough circumstances. I know that Trump he has to say that. He has to say that. Because literally, his life is literally in their hands.
What's he going to say? They're all terrible.
Yeah, what's he going to say? That they're in on they're deep staters, they're in on the conspiracy? He can't say that. It doesn't matter what he knows. It doesn't matter that they tried to kill him. As a matter of fact, the evidence suggests that they're going to try to do it again. Since the first attempt has been scrubbed from the historical record. The new body cam footage. I'll go back to Higgins in just a moment here. The new body cam footage is a killer for official narrative people. It destroys the official narrative. You have an FBI agent. I can't tell if that little lapel pin is FBI or Secret Service. Maybe it's Secret Service because he has the clear earbud in, but the FBI wears that as well. Let's go with Secret Service because it looks like the round seal at the U.S. Treasury. That's what a Secret Service agent wears, Treasury pin. You have a Secret Service agent who's standing on the roof. At his feet is the corpse of Thomas Matthew Crooks. You can see the blood trail running down that part of the corrugated part of the roof during that channel. He obviously bled profusely. And quarts upon quarts of blood. In that heat, for that trail to have made it all the way down to the roots where it could drip off, and that heat, because that roof is hot. That roof is cooking that blood as it's moving down. And for it to stay liquid all the way down, that's a lot of blood. In the new body cam footage, though, we discover, and the FBI and the Secret Service dude's got his cell phone in his hand. It looks to me to be an iPhone. And at one point, when he looks at the face of it, it is revealed, because there is no timestamp on this video, the timestamp is revealed as 7:05 p.m. Okay, Trump was shot at 6:11. So this is, okay, so do the math. That's 55 minutes later. They've been up there for a couple of minutes. So it's within an hour. So 55 minutes have transpired since the shots have rung out. Trump got clipped in the ear. Corey Comparatori is dead. What's the other guy's name who took a bullet? That guy's suing the federal government now, by the way. Suing for hundreds of millions of dollars in damages because he wants to know who was in on the attempt to kill Trump that almost killed him. Copenhaver, Mr. Copenhaver. The new body cam footage reveals some things that we did not know, but that investigative journalist George Webb, our special guest for 4 times now, and I'll get him back on next week because there's a lot of new stuff to talk about. George Webb has revealed here, okay, were the police on the ground pursuing a second guy? We can now answer that question with an unequivocal, resounding yes. A yes. Maggie, do you have that clip of the new body cam? Is that on the, did I send that one to you?
No.
It's on my Twitter. You can get it off my Twitter profile. I will send it to you. You can clearly hear, and there's no F-bombs in this dialogue, you can clearly hear in the dialogue, that there is, the Secret Service dude says something to the effect of, no, wait a minute now, the bicycle dude on the ground. We're pursuing the owner of the bike.
Are you talking about this one?
I'm talking about the one I just sent you in Signal. Show it to me on your in your brief. I just sent it to you in Signal. So the Secret Service guy says, "Wait a minute, we have someone else." He said there's someone else has been detained, and yes, that's it. Go ahead, roll here.
So this is the guy that
yes, that they sent yes, Beaver County sniper scene and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay, all right.
Rifle's right there, obviously.
Got it. So the bike in the back. Is he on that bike?
We don't know.
We don't know. So
I
we're
don't
just treating that as suspicious device.
Oh, one second. I believe the sniper that seen these and sent the pictures is right inside this building. Michelle, is Greg in there? All right, so if you go to that window that's open and yell for Greg, that's the sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him.
Okay.
He's the one that sent the pictures out. I don't know if you got the same ones I did.
I think I did, yeah. He's like...
There you can see the phone right there, 7:05 p.m.
So we had the picture of that.
I got that.
Okay, and then
Just
this
pause the
this
tape
is
for a
bike with
second.
the stuff.
For our radio listeners, and that's the majority of the audience, you guys are getting this in your ears. On the roof, AGR building, Crooks is laying at the feet of these guys. He's dead. You can see the gun four panels over. There is one, I believe that's I think that's a Pennsylvania state trooper. I don't know. He's in black. Maybe that's Butler Township. I haven't ID'd all of them. There's a Butler Township. There is a Secret Service agent. We don't know who the guy is who's doing the talking, whose body cam that we're looking at. And there is a woman standing on the edge of the roof who is in Army, what looks to me to be Army National Guard fatigues of some sort. And she has an orange vest on. So I think that she is actually, she may have come to the roof as an EMT of sort because they didn't know whether Crooks was dead or not. So I just want to clarify for you, so if you're listening to this, there are 4 people on the roof. The guy standing in front that you see on camera right now, that guy never speaks. He never speaks. The principal conversation is you're hearing it over the radio, and then the Secret Service agent and whoever it is that is wearing this flak jacket or this body cam. Okay, now you understand what you're hearing, so roll the tape.
His bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe.
Okay.
But he would be right inside that window. He's the one that physically seen this, sent the pictures, and called it out.
Okay, so, and we have somebody detained, correct?
That I don't know.
People detained on this side. Our guy that was just up here.
So he just said two people
He said 2 people are detained.
on that side.
And then the other cop in the black points to the area towards the water tower, and with his left hand it says, "Oh, there's 2 people detained over here." But the FBI agent is pointing towards the stage or the other end of the roof where Trump is, or where Trump was shot, rather, or just the other end of the roof because that's not really in the direction. Just for clarity here. So what are we hearing here? Bike. George Webb's been talking about the bike. Now, wait a minute. Why does he need a bike? We're going to learn later on in the broadcast today that he did need a bike because he pedaled the bike from the car, or was it the van? We don't know. But the bike was left down there. The bike was suspicious. You also heard that the guy was on the roof in the second floor window. He said, "Sniper, second floor window." What do we learn in this, kiddies? Sniper, second floor window. Dudes are standing on the AGR building roof. They are looking at the building right behind it that has the now famous 3 windows. Dude points at the window 1 and says the sniper's name. His name is Greg. Greg spotted Crooks, took a picture of him, sent it out. So we can confirm then at some point in time, I'm estimating now around 5:30 p.m. now. Around 5:30 p.m., Thomas Matthew Crooks is on the grounds. He is at the site. Why is he suspicious? Maybe he's carrying an AR. Because there are some photographs of Crooks out there that look like he actually has his gun over his shoulder. Can't confirm that because the pictures aren't very good. But we can now confirm that a man whose name was Greg was in window position 1, which is closest to where Crooks was shot, was in the second floor of that building. He was assigned as a sniper. The word sniper was used. He had a smartphone on him. He saw Crooks below. He took a picture of Crooks and sent it out to the ESU. The ESU is all the local guys that local, county, and state police that are there as a unit. So just look, in 35 seconds, we've already learned all this. We know that that someone is detained. The Secret Service agent points in a different direction, say there's a guy detained over here. The Butler County or the Butler Township cop points in the opposite direction, said, no, we got 2 guys detained. Roll the tape, please.
Our guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained. He's the owner of the bike. And I said, no, I think that's the owner of the bike.
All right, stop the tape. Our guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained, the owner of the bike. Roll it.
Yeah,
Basically, when I got
We've been up here, so we wouldn't know that
We
information.
were we just hauled ass. We got over
right,
here.
got it.
And we hopped
No,
up
no,
on
no,
the roof.
yeah, no, yeah, that's no problem. Is that all your stuff?
That was one of our
Yeah. Yeah, so someone came up looking to treat him and this connected.
Yes.
Copy. Gas is off
Stop
building,
the
just so
tape
you
for
know.
just a second. Is that all your stuff? There are two backpacks at the end of the roof where the woman is standing. Is that all your stuff? Now, wait a minute. Dude says yes. Okay, well, now, wait a minute. We know because, what did George Webb call it? Pop-up cop. Pop-up cop has testified that when he popped up on the roof, what did he see, Maggie? Backpack. Crooks, gun, fall backwards, fearing you're going to get shot. George Webb has reported, again, George is on top of this, folks. I don't think people... George Webb is so on top of this. There is a photograph that George Webb has of an agent or someone, I forget who it is, I have to go back on his blog and go look, leaving the AGR building at 6:28 p.m. with a backpack. It's obviously not his. He's carrying a backpack, a sack of some sort. Webb's theory is that's Crooks's backpack. Guess what? Clay Higgins makes no mention of the backpack. We know that we know that the FBI has confiscated the gun because they have admitted that they have the weapon. They say nothing about the backpack. The backpack is gone. Again, timestamp on this video is 7:05 p.m. So 55 minutes, the backpack is gone. I just want to clarify that. We know from Pop-Up Cop there was a backpack on the roof. It's gone. Where is it? Why did they remove it? That's a crime scene. You don't move. Almost said poot. Almost said the S word. You don't move stuff around. Roll the tape, please. Yeah, there it is, Maggie. That's George's. There it is right there. What does he say? I can't read that.
It says
What is Webb's comment on that?
on the top of it.
Yeah.
On the top, it says potential Antifa operatives were also spotted, probably the fence line before Trump event, with large backpacks that look potentially like bombs that could be remotely detonated. And on the top of them, it's got a badge that says police.
Okay, so that's the guy. More on that because that is actually coming out at another Trump event. There are Secret Service agents. I have this yesterday from Susan Crabtree. We'll get into that as we did lots to get here today. Folks, Mike Churchill here on the Crusade Radio Network. If you're enjoying the program and all the investigative journalism that George is doing and are assembling it for you and then dutifully reporting it every day, we need your support. Some of you donated 2 days ago. Thank you very much. Not going to get to our August number, though, if you don't go to crusadechannel.com/donate. 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 Make a donation in any kind today. Or you can do it in the chat room in the YouTube. I saw Maggie putting the Stripe links in there earlier today. $10, $100, or you name the price. Or in the chat room at crusadechannel.com/chat. Okay. Rolling this body cam footage that was released yesterday from the roof of the AGR building, 7:05 p.m., July the 13th, 2024. 4 people involved here, a discussion about the suspicious bike, and a discussion about people being detained. And there's a whopper coming up here. Roll the tape, please.
Thank you.
PSP had some.
Yeah, they do. I talked to the guy. Those people detained were filming.
American Water was notified. They authorized.
Maybe they were involved. Maybe they weren't.
Will start somebody.
Other than that, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, I think it's.
Nothing. Close out the line today.
The guys that saw them filming were like, oh, they were filming us, and then filming the guy up on the roof, and then filming us, and then when the shots started firing, they tried to run away. It was like, isn't that what everybody would do that has a phone? I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to.
All right, stop the tape
guys-
quickly. Dude is, okay, so this is a Secret Service agent. Guy was on the ground. There were people on the ground filming us, then filming the dude on the roof, then filming us, then filming the dude on the roof, then filming us. and I'm not saying they're involved because they scattered when the shots were fired. Mr. Secret Service agent, if they were pointing their phones to the roof, why didn't you do something?
Yep.
Now, unless he is saying this is after the fact.
No, he says when the shots fired.
He said, no, shots fired. I have a question then. As we all discover this together, this is Mondo evidence here. If you're telling the dude that you're speaking to, the LEO that you're speaking to, that civies were on the ground filming us. Oh, the guy was filming, they were filming us, and then they were filming the guy on the roof, and then filming us, filming the guy on the roof. You didn't find it strange that they were turning their phones to the roof? Why wasn't something done? Why wasn't Trump pulled from that stage? This is before the shots rang out. Wow, folks. Golly. Do you believe in conspiracies now, or is this just all happenstance? Roll the tape, please. Look at all that. This video is 3 minutes and 24 seconds long.
Find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Bring control to the water tower.
We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd.
Correct.
Did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life-flighted.
I know 2 helicopters are taken off.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how many
Hello?
victims.
Listen very carefully now.
3 are deceased.
Delta 1 command. We have access to a drone. Clear this water tower.
Any LE?
No, it's incorrect.
I will try to confirm.
Listen.
In the van. Did he survive? Copy.
Copy. In the van.
That's an ambulance. They're referring to an ambulance.
Okay, so they're talking about a van. Are you talking about an ambulance?
Yeah.
Did he survive in the van? I still want clarification on that. Were they talking about an ambulance? Is that clear from the tape? There's a lot of stuff that's on that tape. The least of which is, if you're the Secret Service director, dude, you got your guys on the ground. You got some splaining to do, Lucy. Let me explain something to you, Lucy. You got some serious splaining to do here. By the way, in the chatter, and you can find that entire recording on my Twitter feed at the King Dude, and it'll be in the show notes for today, also at CrusadeChannel.com. Did you catch the part on the radio chatter that said, we have a drone in the air, it's at the water tower? At the water tower. We'll talk about that in just a moment here. For all of our stations down the line, if you want to continue listening to the program, head on over to CrusadeChannel.com.